Welcome to GISTUBE TV first. Let me just do that here. Subscribe to this channel. Just subscribe already. I mean, if you've been coming or you're new here, don't worry, you're in good hands, in safe hands. Subscribe to this channel. Like this video already. I promise you're going to enjoy it. You're going to
Finally, justice for Osinachi. Yes, guys, about 3 years after the death of gospel singer Osinachi Nwachukwu, we can say justice has been served. If you recall, that gospel singer Osinachi, popularly referred to by one of our most popular song, Ekweme, when she died of allegedly, I mean, we can say it's confirmed now, domestic abuse. Then a lot of fingers were pointed to her husband. Her siblings and her family members insisted that the man was bad to her, treated her badly. Even some of her colleagues in the music industry attested to the fact that sometimes she wouldn't take some gigs because her husband would refuse her to go. But she kept all of this very private, that even the founder of the church she attends, where she was very active in the choir department, Dunamis, they did not know that something like that was going on. And when it was announced that she passed, they said that she had some health issues and it was something to do with her throat and all of those things. But then her husband was arrested and he's been on trial since then. They've been investigating. Now, guys, they have a judge has sentenced this man to not 1, not 2, not 3 years in prison. They have sentenced him to death by hanging. That is one of the most capital punishments that any judge or any court of law in the country Nigeria will give anybody. Death by hanging means they're not going to just put him in prison forever. They're going to have a specific date when he is going to be hanged and life will be taken out of him, because apparently he beat her so much that she landed in the hospital and she eventually passed away. The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Wuse Zone 2 in Abuja, has sentenced Peter Nwachukwu, that's the name of this man, the husband of the late gospel singer Osinachi Nwachukwu, to death by hanging. Justice Nwosu delivered the judgment after finding him guilty of culpable homicide in connection with Osinachi's death back on the 8th of April 2022. So like I mentioned, it's been about 3 years now since we lost this great woman of God. Initially, it was arraigned back in June of 2022 by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation on a 23-count charge, including culpable homicide, spousal battery, cruelty to children, and even criminal intimidation. They presented 17 witnesses, including 2 of the children, right, who testified that yes, this man was abusive to their mother. They submitted over 25 documents as exhibits, but the defense called 5 witnesses, including Nwachukwu himself, and tendered 4 exhibits. You can see that the judge for the plaintiff, for the deceased, they came really prepared, right? And they pleaded for leniency. They couldn't even prove beyond reasonable doubt that, I mean, for him to be found guilty, right? That means they couldn't prove beyond any reasonable doubt that he was involved in what eventually led to the death of his wife. They pleaded for leniency. And the prosecution said the court should impose the full weight of the law, and you can tell that the prosecution actually won, because I feel like it's not a feeling, it's just the truth. That's the most capital punishment that anybody can get, right? And that is what has happened to Nwachukwu. Now somebody is even saying that they need to know when the day of the hanging is. I'm like, do you want to go and see it? Do you want to be? It's like, I don't think it's going to be made public, right? And I don't even think they've hanged anybody in a while in Nigeria. Am I the one thinking that? Because at some point I felt like it was even scrapped or something, that you would not sentence anybody. I guess some offenses will require that such should happen, and as you can see in the case of Mr. Peter Nwachukwu, it seemed like he has done something so grievous the law just could not close their eyes against it. Someone is saying justice at last, and the satisfactory smile on my face is unmatched. Someone is saying the real victim is actually the children, right? They wonder how they are going to feel and how they are going to cope having lost both parents, and in such circumstance, right? Your father beat your mother to death, and you're also aware that the government hanged your father. That's just some terrible thing to go through. But somebody is saying Make nobody talk about make nobody talk what about the children. You think if they freed him, the kids will be happy? Make one of them self no later key am to revenge. It better like this. Another person is saying, one thing I'll forever be grateful for is my ability to live once my peace of mind feels threatened. Friendship or relationship, work, even family. This person says they live, they don't even wait. Someone says those asking about his children should know that 2 of his kids were witnesses during the case, and he was also charged with cruelty to children and criminal intimidation of children. Someone says the court's decision shows that domestic violence won't be tolerated, and it's a big step towards protecting women's rights. I think this person is actually right, yeah? If men, and even because we are trying to do, inclusivity and stuff now, but this time we are talking about female violence, right? If you're being violent to a female as a man, because it's quite rampant, right? And they've said a lot more women die. This is proven. It's proven, right? Studies have gone and all that. A lot of women die in the hands of their husbands. More women. One of the leading causes of women's death is spousal abuse. Like, they die at the hands of their spouses than any other thing. So it's like men are hunting women at this point. But seeing that there's capital judgment to be faced if you're caught, right? I think it should serve as a deterrent to other men, just like this person has said, that justice can be delayed, but it will be dealt with. But at the same time, I don't think it's proper that you wait until you're almost living your life, or your life is lost, and it's people that are now fighting for you in your absence. I mean, there's nothing you can do. Him dying is not going to bring back the beauty that was Osinachi. It's not going to bring back the glorious sounds. I mean, it's not going to give us more glorious sounds from this amazing woman. It's sad. It's been 3 years. Life has moved on. This man has grown older. His children have grown older. Our children have grown older. They've gone to they've moved classes. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I don't know, Shao. I mean, I'd like to hear from you. What do you think? Do you think this is judgment well pronounced? Is this justice well served? Or is it worth it at the end of the day? Or should they just leave this man to take care of his children? But some people are mentioning that he was also tried for cruelty against children and intimidation of children. So it seemed like he wasn't necessarily taking care of these kids. Do you understand what I mean? But I'd like to hear what you guys think about it. Women are saying we are not stopping, and the families of Osinachi are saying they are going to stand by their daughter, the late Osinachi Nwachukwu, just to the very end. And I don't know if he's going to appeal. If Mr. Peter decides to appeal the sentencing, I will let you know about it. But until now, what we have is he has been sentenced to death by hanging. We do not know if it's going to be made public when they hang him. I think this is some private situation. You might just hear that he's been hung. But whatever the case may be, keep it locked here for all the updates. I will be updating you as they go. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and bye.